Welcome to Ananta World. Please like the video and subscribe to the channel. It's pretty simple here. There is nothing wrong with Ananta taking some influences from other games. I'm not understanding. So it seems like the one that has gotten the most comparison issues has been the Spider-Man comparisons and the different things from Spider-Man 1 and also from the Miles games as well. So again, we get the comparisons, we get it, we understand that. But here's my whole issue with that. Why does it matter? It shouldn't matter if a game is taking some inspirations from a different game. I mean, at this point in game making, everything has been made. It's going to be impossible to really have any other game be different. You know what I'm saying? Like, we've reached the point where every game is going to kind of be the same. I mean, as far as we've reached the point where it's not going to be anything groundbreakingly new. So at some point, you would think there would be a game that would bring all of our favorite classics into one. And this is what, the way that Ananta is going about this. Ananta is doing this right. You know, so I think that's why I really don't get all the issues with, oh, the webs are coming out this way and the way they pose onto the building is the same way that they do in Spider-Man, and oh, wait a second, the way, okay, so for example, the way that if you've played Spider-Man, if you've played with Venom or with any of them, you know, like when you're on the ground and doing attacks, you kind of can bring them to you with the webs. Yes, so that's also in this game. But again, how is that a problem for Ananta? That's what I don't get. How's it a problem for them? If I'm Ananta, I'm like, okay, look, I'm not concerned about that. Okay, I'm going to keep making the game that I want to make. So for me, I don't think that's much of a concern, because again, I think we're going to get to a really dangerous place in gaming. We've already seen what happened with Nintendo, and we've seen how they've totally decided to patent that thing with Pokemon. How crazy is that? So if we're not careful, so what is Marvel or I forgot the brand who makes the Spider-Man games, Insomniac. So what's going to happen? They're just going to now put out a patent for webbing. Come on, that's crazy. Games should be allowed to be inspired by other games and then be allowed to have their own version of it in their game. There is nothing wrong with that, and I think the problem we're having is people just love to complain. I think that's the problem we have in our gaming culture now. People just love to complain. They love to find an issue. They love to find something to talk about. They love to find this. They love to find that. It's just, that's a problem that I've always found in the gaming community as we go forward here. Now, some are also comparing it to GTA based on the weapon wheel that you will have based on the phone and stuff. Look, there are certain games that are so much in pop culture, so much in the culture of gaming, that at some point you just have to understand certain assets from other games are going to be used, are going to be inspired. That doesn't mean a game doesn't get made, it doesn't exist. You know what I'm saying? I think there's been a bias where only one game can do that. No. And there's nothing wrong if it has a element of hacking with sleeping dogs and all those kind of different things as well. I think that's good. I think it's what we need. This game is very interesting. I don't think I've ever seen a game like this that brings in driving, that brings in, really, it does feel like an AIM version of GTA, the way you're able just to do random events in the game, like the way you can in GTA, and it's really not a consequence system unless, you get a bad star and then, you gotta get free or whatever. So that's what I found here. I don't really see a problem with it being inspired by other games. So what? I mean, isn't that the point? I mean, I would assume if I'm a game dev and I am part of a huge company and I make a game that is stand out for years and years to come, and people might take some aspect of that, I can assume that as being flattered. No, I mean, they were inspired by your work so much they put some part of that inside their game. And it's not like Spider-Man is the only one that's allowed to do webbing. The same way certain games are just not allowed to do hacking or shooting. Everyone can do anything they want if they're actually making the game and the game looks good. I just didn't understand the whole logic behind, it's copying this, copying that. Like, that's your first thought? Like, that is honestly your first thought in all of this. It's erroneous. It makes no sense. It's not needed. It looks really good as far as, to me, how everything comes together. I think there's no concerns, really. I think the concerns came from really a bunch of people just trying to find an issue, which is what you find a lot now in gaming. People trying to find an issue more than find a solution. You see that more and more and more now in gaming. People are trying to find an issue than find a solution. This game is giving you literally like 5 games in one. If you think about it, probably more. I haven't seen a game be more inspired by a bunch of games and then put it all in so seamlessly, perfectly in a very long time. It has everything. I mean, it really comes down to, you can pick your clothes, you can cars, you can pick different spots in the world. It's a huge open world. It's going to be free to play. So it's a lot that goes well with this. I am concerned about the free to play and the server, since everyone's trying to play this, clearly. To definitely worry about how long will the queue list be, if there will be any. Because again, you do wonder, when a game is going to be this popular, how will their servers handle it? But that's for a different time and different day. I will say this here. This game has every mix of everything you want, and it's irrelevant. It's irrelevant what is currently happening with the comparisons to other games. You are allowed to be inspired by others. As simple as that. You're allowed to be inspired by others. And there's no shame in being inspired by others. I think that's something we have a problem with now. Oh, this looks like that. So what? You never thought a person would ever make a game that has the Spider-Man webbing? You never thought that would happen again. You never thought you would, like, it doesn't have to always just be a Spider-Man game to get that. And the fact is, it's going to be cool. We can now get a game where you can do everything from the other games. It's like the other games would give you one thing you like and anything else. This game is taking everything we like from those games and putting it into their game. Genius. So, if you like GTA, some few in here. If you like other games, there's going to be things in there for you as well. It works out perfectly. So this here was a really important game as far as just, yes, we had the GTA stats come in, but this here could be just as important as far as for the culture, for AIM, for everything else. Absolutely amazing. I want to say to everyone, thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Please like the video and subscribe to the channel. I appreciate it.